Baba teaches us the pilgrimage of remembrance. And this is a very beautiful pilgrimage that the soul does. So, in Bhakti Marg, we have done the pilgrimages of the body. So, I, the soul, go on a pilgrimage with the body in Bhakti Marg. But here Baba teaches us the pilgrimage of remembrance. And this pilgrimage is done by the soul, and it has got nothing to do with the body. Your body can be sitting, walking, lying down, and you can just have this pilgrimage of remembrance. And this is the pilgrimage that the soul does with the mind and buddhi. So, when I, the soul, remember Baba with my man and buddhi, then I come close to Baba. I can experience that I am sitting very close to Baba when I remember Baba through my man and buddhi. And I can feel what it feels like to sit near or in front of the ocean of peace, ocean of knowledge, the purifier, the Almighty. And when I have this pilgrimage of remembrance, and through this I sit very close to Baba, then Baba's company starts coloring me. And when that happens, then I, the soul, start changing from impure to pure, from not peaceful to peaceful. So this is the pilgrimage of remembrance that Baba teaches us. And Baba gives an analogy that just like when the stars are very close to the moon, then you can see they are sparkling a lot. Similarly, when we souls, through this Yad Ki Yatra, or through this remembrance of Baba, when we come very close to Baba, then the sparkle in us starts to increase. So we start sparkling from within. All the qualities, all the virtues that were lost start to emerge in the company of Baba. And this is the pilgrimage of remembrance that Baba teaches us. Now, never in the world anybody taught us how to consider yourself to be a soul. Nobody told us who our father is, what is he like, and how to remember Baba. But now we are Raj Yogis, we are learning from Baba, and we know how to conduct this pilgrimage of remembrance. But the question is, do we pay attention to this pilgrimage of remembrance? Although we know how to do it, do we actually do it? So when we spend time, in remembrance of Baba, then this remembrance or the company of Baba that we relish through this remembrance colors us, and it changes us from impure souls to pure souls. And I remember, there was this one time in this journey as a BK when one elder sister, she told me that you pay attention to tapasya. Yes. And she told me, tapasya karo. And then I thought, what is this tapasya? So I couldn't understand. And then I read one Murli much later, I'll tell you, like maybe 8 months, 10 months later. And in that Murli, I understood there are 3 words: Tyag, Tapasya and Seva. And so tapasya is preceded by tyag. Yes, and what is tyag? So first we have to just give up our old habits. Yes, so there are old habits of passing time, of thinking, and until and unless you consciously give them up, you cannot do this tapasya. So you see, a distracted mind cannot find out time to sit in Baba's remembrance. So you have to stop the distractions of the mind. You see, our mind was bothering us. For 63 births, we have created sanskars of impurity. And those sanskars influence the mind. And then the mind started bothering us, right? And the most difficult aspect of life became being with yourself, because the mind was bothering you so much. And then what we started doing is we started distracting the mind in many ways, by thinking about the past, worrying about the future, thinking about others, and then this new methods of distracting the mind with technology and stuff to watch and hear, and distracting our mind with work. That's also a big one. So you are working this much and thinking this much about work. Why? Because that's also a distraction you're giving to the mind. Now now the mind and buddhi are the organs through which we do tapasya. And what is tapasya? So when you sit in Baba's remembrance and you practice it so much, just like you see in the jungle when humans go and do tapasya, what are they doing exactly? They are just sitting in one posture and remembering the Brahma. Yes, so that's what they are doing. And I don't know whether they are remembering the Brahma in the beginning or not, because that also takes time to understand, because they don't have knowledge, they don't have clarity about what the Brahma is. So they are just connecting their mind to nothingness. So they are just just blank, and they are just sitting in one posture. But here it is not like that. Here we have very accurate detail about who Baba is, where Baba is, what are Baba's qualities, what is my relationship with Baba. So what we have to do is, we have to stabilize our mind and buddhi in one single posture. So our mind and buddhi, not the body. Here we don't think about bodily posture, although it's good to keep the body still, but that is not the most important factor. The most important factor is your mind and buddhi are not wandering, and then you unplug them from everywhere and just take it and concentrate it on Baba and Baba's virtues, and experience yourself as the child of Baba, and you having the same virtues and same powers as Baba. So just like you see, an ocean is so vast and huge, so Baba is also the ocean of peace, ocean of knowledge, ocean of purity. And you see yourself before Baba, so you have to understand Baba through the buddhi, and then feel that you are in front of Baba, and you're soaking in that energy, that those waves that Baba is sending your way, and you are also being colored by Baba's company, and your mind, your heart is also just like Baba's mind and heart, full of peace, purity, love. So this is the tapasya that we need to do. And when we start doing this, then you see Baba is the ever pure, and we also start becoming pure. Yes, and when we do this, then Baba says, your organs will start becoming cool, your physical organs. Your physical organs will not trouble you. So, do you feel that, your physical organs trouble you? Lust, anger, greed, attachment, you experience it in the body, don't you? Yes, you experience it in the body. You feel that, it's a physical thing. You feel rage, you feel attraction, you feel, and you see, when there is attraction to somebody, you can feel the jitters in your body. And it becomes very difficult to ignore because you feel that it's a physical thing, it's not a spiritual thing or a psychological thing, and you feel like you have to respond to it. And Baba says that these are the physical organs, or your mouth is watering, or your mouth is getting dry, or your ears are being tempted. So these things are what you feel, that these are physical things that are happening to you. But if you understand it properly, then there are three stages to everything: spiritual, psychological, and physical. So when everything starts as a spiritual thing, and then it changes into a brain thing, a psychological thing, and then it changes into a physical thing. Let's take the example of recent things. So, attachment and lust and ego and anger, it has been so long that now it's very difficult to even understand that it started as a spiritual, and then it changed into a psychological, and then it transformed into a physical thing, because now we feel it in the body. So we say, it's a bodily thing, it's a physical thing. But if you look at anxiety, yes, so now not everybody in the world is feeling anxiety. But if you see, how does anxiety manifest itself right now? So it manifests itself in the body. And you talk to any person who is feeling this problem of anxiety, and they will tell you that it's not my mind, it's my body. And they tell you that every cell of my body is feeling that anxiety, and my hands are, palpitating, and my heart is racing, and I can't help it. And they say, I need medication for it because it's not possible to control it with the mind. Now you see, how does it start? It starts with a spiritual thing. When the soul loses its power, then you start not having control on your thoughts. You keep creating these thoughts of, anxiety, and then slowly it becomes something that you feel in the body. So this is why you see, just like we can understand this phenomena today as not a physical thing but a spiritual thing, similarly Baba tells us that everything that you feel in the body, you feel the waves of lust in the body, you feel anger in the body, you feel, you feel attraction, attachment, everything in the body. You feel so emotional. So when you feel emotional waiting for somebody, you can feel it in the body. Yes, so you can feel ego in the body also. You feel a physical resistance also. But all these organs of the body, why are they so agitated? Because Baba says that it started as a spiritual thing. When the soul lost its power, then the mind started creating these thoughts, and then you started acting on behalf of it, and then it became a sanskar, and now it manifests, it looks like it is a physical thing. Yes, but so Baba tells us that lust is also not a physical aspect, but lust is a product of the soul's weakness or loss of power. Yes, and how do you change it? So whenever you want to solve a problem, How do you solve it? You solve it from where it started. So Baba tells us that you cannot solve you cannot change the sanskar of lust or anger or ego or attachment or greed by just, doing something physical about it. Just like you see in the world, there are sects of sannyasis who take medicines to calm down their senses so that they can lead a brahmachari life. But Baba says that's not the accurate method. The accurate method to win over these physical, temptations and physical agitations is to empower yourself spiritually. And just come back to that picture of the soul which you learnt in the first chapter. So, on the first day, we learn that the soul has the mind, intellect, and sanskar, right? And right now, the sanskar is influencing the mind. Okay, so the sanskar is influencing the mind right now. So before we become Raj Yogis, before we take back our power, it is the sanskar influencing the mind. Now just think about it. If you have a sanskar of liking sweets, then the eyes see the sweet, and then the mind feels attraction, and then the mouth waters. So the sanskar manifests itself in the watering of the mouth. But if you don't have a sanskar of liking sweets, then the eyes see the sweet and the mouth doesn't water. And in fact, if you are very cautious about health and you are convinced in your sanskar that sweets are bad, then you might even see the sweet and give an expression of hate. Because that is how your sanskar will influence the mind. So everything that you see through the eyes or hear or things that emerge from your memory, even when they come to you, so you're just sitting and something emerges in your memory, and then according to that emerged scene in the memory, what is your sanskar? So I will tell you one incident about this. So there's this brother and he tells me that I hate being nostalgic. So he said that whenever old memories erupt in my awareness, so whenever old memories emerge, I just hate myself in that moment. And you see, so that's the sanskar he has created. Now when that old memory erupts, then what he does is he just dismisses it because he doesn't like it. But if your sanskar is to relish the old memory, if you are somebody who relishes nostalgia, then you will start flowing your mind with that memory, and then your body will also start feeling that. And you see, sometimes when you're very nostalgic and you're remembering the good times or remembering your times when there was great relationships and other stuff, then your face will also light up, because everything that's going on in the mind will show up in the face. Now you see, in this condition where the sanskars are influencing the mind, and everything that you see, hear, or whatever is happening around you or whatever is emerging from your memory, if they are all triggering your sanskar and then your mind is feeling it and then you are acting on it, then it becomes a very vicious cycle of being, doing and becoming. So you are having a certain set of sanskars, and then those sanskars influence your doing because they influence your man and buddhi, and then you also start reinforcing those very sanskars. And this is the rut we have been caught in for so long. Now Baba tells us, if you want to change your sanskar, or if you want to, pacify your senses, if you don't want to feel the way you feel about things, if you don't want your mouth to water when you see the sweet, or you don't want your body to feel a certain sensation when you remember somebody, if you don't want your physical body to have this kind of a chaotic, chaotic state, then what you do is you intervene through your buddhi. And you see, when the soul has a mind, buddhi and sanskar, in the previous scenario, the sanskars were influencing the mind. But now what we do is, we connect our buddhi to Baba. And when we connect our buddhi to Baba and we have this pilgrimage of remembrance, then slowly, gradually, Baba's knowledge, purity, peace, love, happiness, bliss, power, it starts becoming my quality. And as long as you are in conscious remembrance, at least, when you see something, hear something, you will start responding to it differently. And your physical organs will also start, erupting different hormones, and they will be in a different state. So you will not feel that wave of lust or anger or greed when you see the same things, because now your buddhi yoga is with Baba. Does that make sense to you? Yes. So when you hold Baba in your awareness, and when you are in Baba's remembrance, and also a little after that, because the inertia of remembrance is also there. So if you remember Baba very well for 1 hour or something, then according to my calculation, for at least 6 to 7 hours your buddhi is in place and your buddhi is working well, and then you again need to give yourself a dose of remembrance. So if you keep doing this, then what happens is, the scenes are the same, the sounds are the same, the memories are the same, those are the same people, and they are triggering the same memories, but your mind is not creating the same thoughts and your body is not behaving the same way. And you see, in an emotional state, when the mind is under the influence of lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed, which is your previous sanskar, what happens is your body gets very worked up and all your physical organs are in a lot of activity. But when you are taking your power from Baba and you are responding to everything in your mind and with your body peacefully, in a pure state, loveful, joyful state, then your physical organs start to become calm and your sanskar also slowly, gradually starts to shift. Yes, and Baba says that when your physical organs become very calm, only then will you have these calm organs for 21 births. Can you imagine how it would be if you with these sanskars went to Satyug? So our physical organs are not calm right now. Our eyes are also always moving, you see. Whenever you see something, you can't hold your eyes back and they are moving. Just imagine a deity's eyes moving here and there, and a deity's body feeling the sensation of lust and anger and ego. So these things are not going to happen in Satyug. But how do you calm your senses? By pacifying your mind, by connecting your buddhi to Baba, and slowly, gradually changing your sanskars to that of peace, that of pure love, that of purity. And when you do this for yourself now, only then can you create that sanskar which you will carry as a deity for 21 births. And it is mandatory that your physical organs become calm, because you see, if we have, in this whole journey of 63 births, the way we have operated, we have made our physical organs very agitated. And these days, you see, when you have physical reactions to everything, how can you just control it in the mind? So, when you're feeling it in the body, it's very difficult to control it in the mind. So, in order to have that state where your body is cooperating with you, you need to pacify these organs. And these organs will be pacified. Your eyes shouldn't wander, your mouth shouldn't water, your nose shouldn't be distracted or attracted by any smell, or your physical organs should be so calm that they do not feel the waves of lust and anger in them. And you see, there are so many people who tell you that have you seen the body language of people in anger? And have you seen the body language of people in lust? And have you seen the body language of people in greed? So your body language changes. But this kind of a thing you cannot carry in Satyug, because, and I remember, there was this one brother, he told me something very interesting. He said that I made a video of myself. I put on a CCTV and I made a video of myself, and I watched myself doing everything for 1 week. And I was so appalled when I saw that, because I did not think that my expressions look like this and my body behaves like this, and this is how I communicate with my hands and feet when I'm angry. And I saw that and I was very surprised the way I behave. So you see, the body language and how the body starts feeling on the inside and behaving on the outside when you are under the influence of vices and old sanskars. So Baba says all this has to calm down, because we cannot take these with us in Satyug. And being a deity is like having a very still, calm posture and a still state of mind, and very peaceful state of mind, loveful state of mind for 21 births. And Baba says you have to create those sanskars now. And how do you do that? By paying attention. So just like that brother paid attention, he used a different method. But now that you can watch yourself, you know that you don't need to record a video. You can just pay attention to what is my expression, what is my body language, what are the words that I'm using, what are the vibrations that I'm feeling in my body, and change that and just know where you are and pay attention to the journey and the pilgrimage of remembrance, because that is the most important thing. You cannot calm down without having yoga with the ocean of peace. You cannot become pure without having yoga with the ocean of purity. And this whole world has similar vibrations as is your sanskar. So by having yoga with this old world, whether it is your body, whether it's your relationships, whether it is events and things in the physical world, you cannot calm down your senses. So you have to have very good yoga. You have to be a tapasvi. You have to pay attention to coming to that place of soul consciousness and remembering Baba as a point of light full of all virtues and powers, and in deep relationship with Baba, you have to absorb those virtues and powers into yourself. So when you keep doing that, then your physical organs will calm down. And today Baba also tells us something very interesting. Baba says remembrance begets remembrance. And you see that Baba's remembrance is filled with, so when Baba remembers you, what does he give you? He gives you love, peace, joy, purity, everything. But how do you get Baba's remembrance? You get it when you remember Baba. And this is a very important aspect to understand, because you see, people have this idea in the world that God gives everything free. Correct? Right? So, and that's true. God always gives everything free. So it is not like Baba is only giving love, peace, joy right now. But Baba has always been giving it. In the copper age also, Baba was the ocean of peace, love, happiness, purity, was he not? But why were we not able to receive it? Why were we getting emptier and emptier despite our Father being who he is for 2 yugas? Why did we get empty? Because Baba remembers you always. Baba gives you all that he has to offer always. But you get it only when you also remember Baba. Yes. So Baba says there are 3 methods to get Baba's remembrance, and Baba's remembrance is full of everything. When Baba remembers you, you are nurtured, sustained, you are contented, you are energized, you are recharged, you are ready for another kalpa. So Baba's remembrance is full of all gifts. But how do you get Baba's remembrance? There are 3 methods to it. First method is by remembering Baba. So when you remember Baba, you draw Baba's remembrance to yourself. And when you draw Baba's remembrance to yourself, then Baba's remembrance fulfills you, nurtures you, recharges you. The second method is by being serviceable. Yes, if you do Baba's seva, then Baba will remember you. Even if you're not remembering Baba. When you're doing Baba's seva, Baba remembers you. Because you see, anybody who is doing something on your behalf, you tend to pay attention to them, don't you? In the world also, if somebody is doing something on your behalf, then you pay attention to them. Yes. So here also the law is, when you are doing Baba's service, then Baba keeps nurturing you with remembrance. And when you're doing Baba's job, Baba pays attention that you're full, fulfilled, recharged, and you have everything that you need to do his seva. Okay, so the second method is by being serviceable. And the third method is by being pure and full of virtues. So when you're pure and full of virtues, then also you draw Baba's remembrance, because Baba's frequency and your frequency matches. Yes, so then you start drawing Baba's remembrance into you. So this is the law of remembrance. And you must remember this law of remembrance, because you see, if you just go by the idea that God is watching me and God is filling me with power, that idea is just an idea. But if you don't consciously sit in his remembrance, he cannot fill you with power. Just saying that, Bhagwan hamari raksha kar rahe hain, Bhagwan chala rahe hain, that is not the way Bhagwan will chalao you. So you have to take care of, remembering Baba. If you are not remembering Baba, then you cannot draw his virtues and strength into you. You cannot draw his blessings into you, because Baba's blessings are his knowledge, his virtues and his powers. And if you are serviceable also, Baba will look after you, because you take care of Baba's seva, he takes care of your well-being. That's the contract. And if you make yourself very pure and very virtuous, and your vibration is very elevated, you don't perform any bad karma with your body, mind, wealth, then also you feel very connected with Baba, because your frequency and Baba's frequency matches. So this is the law of remembrance that Baba tells us. Okay, Om Shanti.